I am encouraging and inspiring our people to wake up to be radical thinkers for a changed mindset. Like I say, I'm not your news. I to speak on the issues to give you the solution from my perspective. And my perspective is we need to change our thinking, change our mindset so we can empower ourselves, so we can empower our community, empower each other. Man, I try to stay away from so much negative, but it's hard to do because there's so much of it. And I don't like to deliberate what everyone else talk about because enough been said of this Carly Russell and the other non really issues. It's like a lot of drama. Like we watching the Housewives of Atlanta or any other damn city who want to hear all that BS and it's really not making a change in our homes or in our community. While we going to funeral after funeral, wearing T-shirt after T-shirt, murder after murder, and ain't nothing been changed because we ain't changed the thinking. Can we please get focused? Because we're not focused. Talking about this young lady, Russell, that supposedly went missing and didn't really go missing. If you really look into the story, the police give you enough insight, enough information to enlighten you and to telling you the truth of the matter is she never was kidnapped. She was busy stealing the day she supposedly went kidnapping. And then right before she went supposedly got kidnapped, she was on Google and searching for Amber Alert, how much it costs for Amber Alert. And it's just a bunch of BS. And she was looked up the movie Taken. It's a great movie, but being abducted, that's what the movie is about, being abducted a child. And it's just obvious right in our face. And everybody across the darn globe or in America was all on top of this story. And I am in character. I just get tired of BS. Why it's 27 kids that's gone missing in 2 weeks in Cleveland. I ain't heard nothing about that. And it's murders happening left and right, and it's really no answer to our problem. It's not a solid solution for us as people. Besides what I give out, and it's all about the mental and changing our mindset so we can really address the trauma and reprogram ourselves for healing ourselves. This is why we must have a self-help program like powerinc and what I'm building. And I just want to enlighten you, my people. It's a lot more that's going on. This is why they don't put certain things in the news to keep you aware of the violence or what's really going on in our community. They want to blow this all out of proportion, and she didn't even go missing. I'm positive it's missing children. I'm positive we have a lot of other issues we can be talking about, but y'all want to talk about somebody that was still in the day she supposedly went missing, riding around in the Benz, got some high-tech phone and everything else, but she supposedly go missing. No, nothing is true about that young lady, and the police gave you all the facts. She was searching the day before she went missing, catching a bus, and it's just not true, you know. But it show you how and why they keep you where they want to keep you at. They give you the news they want you to stay in tune at. They give you the information they want you to stay on top of instead of top of our violence towards each other. Instead of a 16-year-old getting killed in Florida and another 16-year-old getting killed and there's no suspects. These are black young teens in our community. We having more funerals than anything else positive that's going on. But they don't want you to know that. They ain't going to give you that information. CNN ain't going to give you that. Your news ain't going to give you that. They don't give a damn about our problems because they don't care about our problems. And most of our people don't acknowledge our problems because they got a problem by using the old program. And let me just show a couple flicks of some news articles I came about. One is in my own city and two more I stumbled across about the 16-year-old in Florida. Just give me a second.
Kills a black male, gets a slap on the wrist, even though he was saying, I'm going to kill me an N-word. All right, let's put it up for a mass. Give you the background to this insane saga. In Kansas City, Missouri, a white supremacist named Sean Walter Punkin repeatedly called a man the N-word for viciously stabbing and murdering him, killed him. The incident took place on July 4th outside of a gas station. Now, you seeing a theme here? The victim was John Roan Jr. Let's put him up. 42 years of age, had 2 sons. Tonkin told eyewitnesses that he wanted to F up an N-word before stabbing and killing Roan Jr. When emergency responders arrived, they found Roan inside of the gas station, unresponsive, suffering from multiple stab wounds to the chest. Nearly half an hour passed before police apprehended the man who did it, Tonkin, in Independence, Missouri, less than 2 miles away from the scene of the killing. To the family's shock, now 2 weeks after the incident, the white male is only facing a peace disturbance charge. Peace disturbance. The prosecutor's arrest warrant reads as follows. An arrest warrant for Tonkin is requested as witnesses describe the defendant using racially charged and aggressive comments earlier in the day, leading up to the incident and immediately before and during the confrontation between the defendant and the victim. As such, the defendant poses a risk to the community. Let's put up the Jackson County prosecutor, Gene Peters Baker. All right.
She ain't about nothing. I was gonna leave it at that. Can we get focused? Because this is what I'm talking about. We must not be focused. If y'all want to talk about somebody that supposedly went missing, then they pop up on their door, their own house, their own people's house. If you go missing, my advice is to you to go to your nearest house that you might come by or office building, wherever the case can be. Be like, hey, can you call the police? I was just kidnapped. I just got free. Call the police. She made it to her residence. Can we get focused, my people? Because it's showing that we're using an old program, which I know we are, to be so crazy about a story that didn't make no sense from the get-go. Can we please get focused? Like this brother was killed from a white supremacist. Can we please get focused? Because we're not being focused as people. We don't even looked at our problem and our trauma because we're not focused. We're still using the old program, the old mindset, while we getting the same results, while we still getting hunted down and people still getting away. He say he got slapped on the wrist. Let's just say he got patted on the back like a thumbs up. Just like the man that killed their brother on the train station in New York, how they donated money and got him filthy rich. They patting him on the back. They encouraging him. If you knew your history, you would know this have never changed. They encouraging their brothers or cousins to go out here and go kill the black people on July the 4th. But you probably still don't see this because you're still using the old program. You're still using the old thinking. Tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm right, because I know I'm right. Here you go, another.
I'm Joe Lopez in Fort Pierce, where we're told a teen was shot and killed while getting the mail at his grandma's house. A life cut short in Fort Pierce.
Just sad.
As family says, 16-year-old Vontreus Banner
Too young.
was shot and killed on Juanita Avenue.
I've never seen nothing like this before in my life.
Neighbors watching as investigators shut down the road. Family didn't want to go on camera, but say the teen was staying with his grandma when he was shot.
He was going out peacefully to get his mail. Someone drove up, fired multiple rounds, hitting him, and as I said, he was declared dead when he arrived at the hospital.
St. Lucie County Sheriff Ken Mascara says the victim's uncle lives next door and his family was in town for a different funeral this weekend.
And they were in the backyard, heard all the shots, and came out.
That's when they found the teen lying on the driveway.
Yeah, I feel bad for the family.
Loved ones say Banner loved basketball and was getting ready for his junior year at Westwood High School while working at Waffle House.
This was an isolated incident. We think he was targeted for whatever reason. We're going to delve into that as the night goes on.
Family will now have to plan a second funeral as investigators search to find the person responsible.
Whew. Can we get focused? But y'all don't want to get focused. We just want to smoke one, blaze one, and go to the next party, and go to the next club, or go buy the next pair of Jordans that's coming out online. We don't want to get focused because we're so conditioned. We're so wired. We're so groomed to stay in our positions, to stay in our own lanes. How can that family really grieve if they was going through the process as he got killed? Next door, his family was just had a funeral. You think they really grieving? How? He was 16. But y'all still not understanding this because you still using the same program. Y'all want to go look at some old housewives talk about what happened this weekend because she didn't get her nails done, or go follow some girl named Russell that actually didn't even get abducted. Y'all not really thinking. Y'all can't say you're focused if you're doing the same thing you've been doing for the past 10 years and you ain't improved. You ain't upgraded. You just saying, I'm leveled up or I'm living my best life. It sound good. But until you really look in the mirror, you know what it is. It's the same old bullshit. You know what I mean? We don't want to be brutally honest, as I say. We don't want to be brutally honest with ourselves because you're going to feel the shame of your damn self. Because our kids, our youth are busy fighting each other with guns. And y'all think the easiest thing is to do and the easiest solution is just put down the guns. The guns ain't pulling the trigger. Can we be brutally honest? It's our old thinking, us traumas, people pulling the trigger. We just surviving, trying to get by, and we stressed out, so we trying to get the bag because we're trauma people. But you still don't realize this because you're still using your old program. You're still using that old thinking. You're still using that trauma mind, and you really don't realize our problem to understand what we need to have a solution. You don't want to see it. You don't want to believe it. And you don't want to do the work. You want a good body, but you don't want to go to the gym. You don't want the solution. You don't want the ingredients because you're content using the old program. That's what it is. I'm encouraging you to see it. Pick up a book and read it instead of being so distracted with the cell phone. You can't even mob down the street without your head in the phone. You can't even walk around the corner with your head on the phone. You so distracted. Like I say, can you please get focused? Because our youth is killing each other. We're dying left and right. But you think you're leveling up. You busy chasing the bag while we busy putting our bodies in bags and going to funeral after funeral because you're not focused. You're not focused. You're not really realizing the system is against us because you're not woke. You're not aware of the violence towards each other because you're still using the old program. You still conditioned. You still rewired. You still rewired by the plantation, the slave master. You don't really see it. You still lost. You still conditioned. Let me go to this last video so I get up off here, man. Yeah, hold up, like Drake say. Another sad story, man. Another 16-year-old we done lost since this crime.
Right now at 5, the family of a 16-year-old shot and killed in Milwaukee Tuesday identifies himself as Jashawn Clemens Madison. His mother tells Bruce Harrison he was a talented artist who did not deserve this.
Jasmond Clemens, like many mothers mourning after gun violence, now only has the things her son left behind.
This is one of my favorites. He keeps taking it and I keep taking it back from him because it's mine.
Clemens says her son, 16-year-old Jashawn Clemens Madison, was a homebody who loved to sit for hours and draw anime characters.
Just know he has a curfew at 11 and he always made curfew. And I knew something happened because he wasn't walking down the street.
She says after searching for hours, she found out he died on social media.
Y'all gotta stop recording people dying. I had to find out my son was dead through Snapchat. Put your phones down and call 911 or assist.
Police say Clemens Madison was shot near 47th and Burleigh. It happened just behind where I'm standing. In video we viewed, but we're not sharing in consideration of the family, shows officers performing CPR. But despite those efforts, police say Clemens Madison died here.
Too many of our kids is dying. We as parents have to get involved some type of way. Because why is all these young kids out here with guns?
Police say they're looking for unknown suspects.
Put the guns down. I would never think it'd hit home.
Reporting in Milwaukee, Bruce Harrison, TMJ4 News.
Have a moment of silence for our victims and our ancestors. Can we put the phones down? It won't be hard to put the phones down if you get focused. It wouldn't be hard to put the phone down if you be woke instead of sleep. It would not be hard to put the phone down if you know the dangers that's in that phone or it's in society. It would not be hard to put the phone down if you focus on self-love. It would not be hard to put the phone down if you focus on yourself and allow the phone to watch you, and don't you watch the phone. Let the phone watch you as you work. Like I say, I let the phone watch me because I'm busy doing work, working on me. I'm not distracted because I'm focused. I'm not distracted because I'm woke. I'm not distracted because I see my direction. But how we going to really change as people if we ain't address the problem, if we ain't address the trauma minds, if we ain't really address our problem to change our thinking, to really have a solid solution, to change our tactics, to change our approach, if we ain't really got focused on the problem to understand the condition, don't nothing change. That's why nothing changed, because we're not focused. We're not have been woke to be aware of the danger and the threat in society. We busy fighting each other. We busy chasing the bag. Or we busy hating on ourselves and hating on each other, and not valuing ourselves so we can value each other. We busy doing all the hate, but we ain't doing enough respecting and love to finding ourselves and soul searching and knowing who we are, to embrace our culture, to embrace our identity, to embrace our history, to embrace our blackness, because we don't know ourselves. We don't know who we are. We're lost. Trauma people hurt each other. Conditioned and brainwashed people hurt each other because we're not focused. We're damaged. Until you realize that and open your eyes, we will continue to keep fighting each other and allowing every other damn thing that's against us, along with the system and the laws, to keep on brutally beating us and holding us back and holding us down because we're not focused. Not going to leave it at that. Knowledge is power. It can change your thought process. Your thoughts can change your behavior, and that'll trickle down into your actions. Once you acknowledge the trauma, you can rebuild yourself or healing yourself for change. Fact of the matter is, we are traumatized and trauma people, programmed and conditioned in the system. Be awakened for a changed mindset. Be awakened for a changed identity. Be awakened for a changed way of thinking. Transformation. That is the key. That is the ingredients. That's what we must do. One day at a time, one mind at a time. I'm going to keep pushing and encouraging our people to wake up one day at a time, one t-shirt at a time. Hey, believe in yourself so we can believe in each other. Do the work on yourself. Do your homework. Do your research for what happened to us. Answer the why and how, the questions of what happened to us, so you can understand what happened to us, so we can address the problem, so we can address the old mindset, to reprogram ourselves so we can have a new mindset, so we can have a new way of thinking, so we can embrace ourselves with love of our blackness, so we can love our culture, so we can love our history, so we can love one another, so we can unite. This is why we have not united, because we're using the old thinking, the old brainwashed mindset, the trauma. It's called epigenetics. We're passing it on because we have never addressed it, and we never had time to address it. But it came down to these times where we must address it now, or we will keep staying at the bottom, and we ain't coming out because we ain't changed the thinking. We ain't figured out the problem because we ain't changed the thinking. Once you change the thinking, you'll change your life. You'll change your environment. And you will improve yourself. You will empower yourself. You will transform yourself. And that's what we must do. Smash the like button. Be a subscriber. Get your merch at powerusnow.com. Hey, get your merch. Show your support. Show that you're waking up. Support this self-help program. Support this wake up movement, so we can really change as people. Don't be expecting the government to do it, because that's probably part of the reason why we in the condition why we are where we at. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. That's my time for the night.